Welcome to Nalf's Nonsense. So over the past year, I have gotten into what I feel like is the best shape of my life. Essentially, I just dropped a lot of body fat and really decreased my body fat percentage. It feels good. I feel very in control of my body. I feel healthy. And so I'm going to tell you how I did that over the course of the past year. I have found success with this pretty simply with just 3 steps. There's diet, exercise, and lifestyle choices. By far the most important is diet. Simply put, the way to lose body fat is to be in a calorie deficit. Now, we all have our base metabolic rate, which is just how many calories our body naturally burns. So figuring out your base metabolic rate, you can do this by using some sort of online calculator where you put in your height, weight, gender, age, and how active you are, and it'll give you basically how many calories your body needs to maintain itself, to gain weight, or to lose fat. You want to be in a slight calorie deficit, maybe 250 to 500 calories below maintenance level, because this is sustainable and realistic. An easy way to sneak into a calorie deficit, in my opinion, is to avoid liquid calories, whether that be soft drinks, juices, what have you. And if you drink coffee, to drink it black. This is a very simple way to get yourself into a calorie deficit. You'd be surprised about how many calories we drink every day when we're not paying attention to it. So calorie deficit, number one most important thing. Now also what's important is to increase your protein consumption. The standard is supposed to be about 1 gram of protein per every pound of body weight that you are or you desire to be. So for me, I'm about 200 pounds. And that means I should probably be eating about 200 grams of protein per day. And that's sort of what I aim for. So far and away, I'd probably say 80% of this whole thing of losing body fat is diet, calorie deficit, protein intake. But of course, you also want to couple that with exercise. Now, a lot of people think the way to lose body fat and kind of get cut up and shredded is you got to go on long runs and do a bunch of cardio. This is just not the smartest way to do it. The smartest exercise to do when trying to lose body fat is to walk. Just simply walk, because walking burns a fair amount of calories at a very low intensity, which means that once you're done walking, you're not going to be so tired and ravenously hungry to the point where you binge on a ton of foods and replenish your body with too many calories, which is sometimes the case if you do a really, really intense long run. My goal is 10,000 steps a day, which is sometimes pretty difficult, especially if I'm working like editing or just working at a desk all day. So if you have a lifestyle like that, I would say try to aim for starting out with 5,000 steps a day. Go on a walk, 5,000 steps, you could probably do that in like 20 minutes. Now, you also want to pair that with strength training, lifting weights. Yes, this is how you will lose body fat. Lifting weights and doing strength training increases muscle mass. The more muscle mass you have, the higher your base metabolic rate is, which means the more calories your body just burns naturally. So pairing lifting weights with going on walks, these are the primary exercises that I would say to do to lose body fat. And then there's a couple other aspects, which is lifestyle. Sleep. Sleep is massively, massively important. I refuse to compromise on sleep. I get at least 8 hours every night, sometimes 9, which is quite a bit. Also, drink plenty of water, stay hydrated, and if you can, keep your stress levels reasonably low. For some reason, being stressed out is not conducive to losing body fat. And patience. It's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to lose body fat overnight. It's a slow and steady process. And so you want to make sure when you're making these decisions and any sort of lifestyle changes, you're doing it incrementally and at a pace in which you can maintain it and it's a sustainable thing, because you don't want to just go on some 6-week crash course where you basically eat nothing and are running 10 miles a day. That's just not sustainable. You want to do it in a slow and steady pace. So that is how I lost a very good amount of body fat in the last 1 year. Thanks for listening to my nonsense.